Good afternoon, everyone. So come on in. We'll get started here in just a moment. But while we are waiting for our live viewers to pop on, I would like to say hello to our replay viewers. So those of you who are on Buffy's Toolbox group, perhaps you're not 100% sure how you know whether you're here live or on the replay. You would be here on the replay if there is not a red live box up above my head. So if you don't see that, you're here on the replay. So don't forget, even if you are on the replay, you can still comment below. For those of you joining us on YouTube, thanks so much for coming and checking us out. And don't forget, if you are a Premier Designs jeweler, then I would like to encourage you to come on over to the Buffy's Toolbox group if you have not already done so, and you can be a part of the live interaction there. I do my very best to be here Monday through Friday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you can come check us out right here. Good morning, Tracy. Good afternoon. So some people, it's going to be afternoon. Some people, it's going to be morning. And truly, I'm just so used to saying good morning. Because for how long we did this in the morning. So love this. So good afternoon, Sherry. And I will just say welcome to Premier. You made a heck of a decision. So glad to see you here. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much for those hearts. That is so appreciated. Lets me know y'all are still here and that you are enjoying what's being shared and all that kind of good stuff. So keep those hearts flowing. Love that. All right. So my question today is, do you need to declutter some things? Now, y'all, again, you know how this works. I wasn't 100% sure what it was that I wanted to do today. And then while I was decluttering, if you will, my home, I started really thinking about our businesses and how we do need to make sure that we are decluttering there as well. Now, y'all, I am not just talking about, as an example, I'm not just talking about decluttering our materials, our business essentials, if you will. All right. I'm not just talking about those things, but I am also talking about, are you duplicable? Okay. Or is there just so much clutter kind of happening in your business that new people coming in would really struggle to be able to feel like they can keep up with you? Okay. Now, as an example, we've always heard the phrase of KISS, keep it simple, sister, or some people use a different word instead of sister. I don't like that word, so I don't use it. But keep it simple, sister. So truly, it is a matter of we have to kind of declutter some of what's happening in our business. Okay. But I am also going to touch on business essentials. Okay. So here's the thing. When looking at what it is that you're utilizing in your business, we're going to talk business essentials first. Okay. When looking at what it is that you are utilizing in your business, are you actually utilizing all of those materials, all of those ideas, all of those things that you have just kind of jam-packed in your office space area, wherever that may be? It doesn't matter if your office space is the dining room, as mine is, or if your office space is an actual office. Okay. Think about the things that you have that are in your office. How much are you actually utilizing those things? And if, as an example, let's say you have found that you have just stocked up on all kinds of, I don't know, let's say the guest labels. Okay. Let's say you have just stocked up on those suckers, and then you realize you're not even using guest labels, and you have all of these guest labels just kind of like literally hanging out in your office space area, and you have to keep kind of moving those aside to be able to get to other things. Why are we hanging on to those things that we're not actually using? Okay. So that would be first and foremost. Why are we still hanging on to those things if we're not doing them? Another one for me that I have decluttered is I used to have other games that I have tried in the past, other things that I have done in terms of booking or like booking activities or sponsoring activities, things like that. And I realized I was still hanging on to these games, even though I have literally zero intention of going back to those games because they didn't work for me. So there was really no reason for me to continue hanging on to these things that I'm not going to use anyway. All right. So if you were to declutter your business essentials, it's going to give you more space. It's going to give you more room to be able to do all those organizational things that you need to do. And guess what happens when we are better organized? We suddenly feel like we have more time to get things accomplished once they're organized. Why? Because we're not having to sift through 1,000 things to find that one thing that we were actually tracking down. So decluttering is something that I am in the process of doing, not only just in my business essentials, but also in the rest of my home. As an example, when I was going through my laundry room this morning, and my daughter's like, seriously, Mom, why are you cleaning the laundry room? Like, nobody ever goes in the laundry room. Well, but there are things that could go in the laundry room that simply can't because there's not enough organization happening in there. And instead of storing these things in my kitchen, I'd like to be able to store them where they should be, which is in the laundry room. Okay. So it just kind of got me to thinking about, like, there are things that we need to declutter also in our businesses in general, not just business essentials, but even looking at the things that we are doing in our business, in our jewelry shows, when we talk to people, etc. Are we overcomplicating something that should be so stinking easy? Okay. So as an example, I know many of you may remember about probably 2 years ago or so, I had actually decided, against many people's suggestions, I had actually decided about, it was like 2.5 years ago, that I decided that I was going to like drastically cut back the number of pieces that I take to my jewelry shows. And all I kept hearing was, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because the more jewelry you take, the more jewelry you're going to sell. Like, my customers want to be able to see everything. And if I don't have it with me, I might lose a sale. Okay, so here's my thing as far as why I even decluttered my jewelry display 2 years ago or whatever it was because for me, I would rather tap into potential prospects for the business opportunity by not scaring the daylights out of them, by having a huge, extravagant display. Listen, I've seen some beautiful, beautiful displays that I still look at and go, that is still overkill. Because if I were not already a jeweler and already knowing how I do things, that display would scare the crap out of me as a prospect. Okay. So we have to make sure that we are not having our jewelry displays so cluttered that people are looking at it going, there's no way that I could do all this. There's no way that my display would look like that. Okay. Do y'all know that our jewelry is so stinking gorgeous and so well made and everything else that we could literally just pass a tray around and people are still going to purchase? Oh my word. Okay. Would you believe that? All right. The other thing is that we can have just, I don't know, we could probably have just 30 or 40 pieces. And we would still blow the minds of people. And guess what? We have such an amazing golden guarantee that also happens to come with a nice little exchange policy. So I always share with them that while we carry 400 items, that I don't have all 400 items with me. And they may find that they'd like to purchase an item from out of our catalog that they don't get a chance to see, to touch, to try on. So if for any reason when their pieces come in, if they are not 100% satisfied, they can simply contact me within the first 5 business days that they have that piece in their possession, and I will gladly help them exchange that item for another one that might be more to their liking. Would you believe that women are thrilled to know that, hey, if I get it and I don't like it, I can send it back. So what's the big deal? If I don't get a chance to see it in person, who cares? All right. And I can also promise you that unless you're going to actually carry all 400 pieces or whatever we have now, unless you're going to actually carry that to each and every jewelry show, there will always be somebody asking for something that you do not have in your collection. And that's okay. Do y'all know it's okay to say, you know what? I don't have that item, but I have seen it and it's gorgeous. But if for any reason you get it, don't forget we have that exchange policy. So if you get it and you're unhappy, I'd be happy to help you out with that. That shows customer service. That doesn't just show, I just want your sale now so I don't have to deal with you later. Does that make sense? And I know that's not how you ladies view it, but it truly does say something to the customer when you're saying, listen, I don't have to have everything here because I'm going to be here to serve you long term. So if you get that piece in and you're not happy with it, just call me. It's not a big deal. I'll gladly exchange that item for you. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. So it took me a little while to let go of the kind of naysayers who were going, but wait, you might not want to, pare down your display that much, okay? Because y'all, at one point I was taking about 200 to 250 items to each one of my shows, and I started realizing that my shows were looking more like a rummage sale than what they looked like a boutique, than what they looked like high quality pieces, okay? And that was what I wanted to do. I realized that I had people coming to show after show after show after show. I would see them at 5 or 6 shows in the course of just a couple of months. And they would go, oh, well, I never even saw this item before. Is this new? And I'd go, well, no, I've had this on the display table for the last 5 or 6 shows. And it dawned on me that my display was so overwhelming to them that they could not just zero in on a couple of items. I will also tell you that it has drastically improved people being able to make a decision. Okay? When there's too much, they have a hard time coming to a point of decision. So I would share that a large and extravagant jewelry display is going to potentially scare the daylights out of your prospects. Now, many of you have also shared that, well, I always tell my prospects that I earned all that for free. That's great. But still in their mind, remember, they're not yet doing this business because at this point, they still haven't seen themselves capable of doing this business or they would have already signed up. So in their mind, their first thought is, oh my word, would I really have to purchase all that to have that kind of display? And then when you share, oh no, girl, I got that stuff for free. Now suddenly she's going, well, now I would probably have to be like a rock star jeweler to be able to get all that jewelry for free. There's no way that I could do that. All right. Now, Premier has done something so truly amazing. And I know that they are changing the My Premier boutiques, but I still want to kind of refer back to their boutique that they still, I guess they don't have it anymore, but that was just so effective as of a month ago. Okay. It was 30 pieces. So 30 pieces was all our new jewelers were starting with, except for maybe what they got from their training show or maybe a couple of pieces they might have had from some other shows they went to. So I would say probably at max, any jeweler who was coming in with just the My Premier boutique plus the couple of items that they would have already had of themselves, they maybe are only showing 40 to 50 pieces. And have y'all seen some of the retail of brand new baby jewelers? All right. So where we ever got this idea in our head that we literally had to carry one of everything from out of our catalog in order to make that happen, that to me is not an issue. Okay. So paring down your display. Now, Olivia asked, how many pieces are in my display now? To be very honest, I'm in the process of going through my display again because I just purchased the full line. Well, you may or may not know that the full line, Tracy, can someone type in there that if Tracy just taps on the thing, she'll get the video or get the audio rather. If somebody could just comment for me down bottom there, because I can't type to her. So you wanna kind of take a look at that. But for me, since I had just purchased that full line came with 94 items. I'm not quite sure that I want to take 94 items on my display. Okay. What I will say is in the past, I have, for the last 2 years or so, I tried to keep it no more than about 100 pieces, but that 100 pieces also, is counting what it is that I'm showing in my fashion segment. So, and there's usually, I'm going to say out of the 3 different looks that I show, there's probably, I don't know, I'm going to say easily 20 pieces. So at any given time, there's no more than 80 that are on my current display. Okay. But again, I need to really kind of look at what it is that I got new, what it is that I have that I might want to pair with and that kind of thing, to be able to do that. Margaret, thank you so much. Thank you, dear. So you really want to look at that. Okay. But it's not even just the jewelry display as far as where we might be overcomplicating things. We may be overcomplicating it by our games that we play at the shows. Okay. We might be overcomplicating it by even just the items that we keep with us to be able to give out to somebody who says they like our necklace. Okay. I used to carry what I want to call curiosity packets that had all kinds of goodies in it. It had an opportunity brochure. It had a mini catalog. It had a coupon. It had a business card. It had a this. It had a that. It was like a little overload. Okay. Now, if someone compliments me on my necklace or compliments me on my bracelets, I simply give them a little coupon that is paper clipped to a mini catalog. Okay. And that has greatly simplified things for me because here's the thing. Most of our marketing information is right inside of our mini catalogs or our style guides or things like that. There's usually something involved in there that has information about our hostess plan, that has information about our marketing plan, that has information about our golden guarantee, that has all that. So there was a lot of other fluff and stuff that I was previously giving out that I don't need to. Just offering that one brochure with a little coupon that says, thanks so much for your compliment, or thank you so much for your kindness. I forget how I have it worded. I was looking to see if I have one sitting around here. But there was overcomplication there. All right. Again, another place that I would say you might need to declutter is you might need to declutter some of the busy time that you're spending in your business that isn't actually growing your business. You might need to declutter some of that. So maybe you're spending oodles of time organizing an office and doing all these great things in your office, but you don't really have a business to be organizing at this point because so much of your time has been cluttered with just doing busy stuff instead of business building things. Okay. So you really want to take a look at those kind of things. Another place that we might need to declutter is time wasters in general. So I kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday, but just in case we have anybody joining us today that was not here yesterday, allow me to just share that we were talking yesterday about if someone were to follow you for a week and they were to judge your passion, what it is that you're passionate about, based off of what you spend the most time on during that week. Would your true passion really be reflected there? Would your true priorities really be reflected there? Are you spending more time on Facebook just scrolling and not really doing anything worthwhile or business building or anything, and you just keep scrolling and scrolling, and it's like, oh, look, did you see this news article? Doesn't really have anything to pertain to me, but yeah, it was good, right? Okay, and what about this? Did you see this cute cat video? Oh my heavens, how adorable is that? And oh, let's keep scrolling. Oh, look, here's a little, whatever. All right, so are you spending more time doing those things versus being on Facebook for the reason that it can be a great tool, which is to watch for people who perhaps are in need of funds being raised? Or maybe someone who had just lost their job and they're asking if anyone knows of anybody hiring. Or maybe it is to simply connect with those friends that you haven't talked to in a while and you want to continue building those relationships. Or maybe it's to be spending time connecting with your downline and providing information to them so that they can continue building their business. Maybe you could be using Facebook for doing trainings. Yay, right? Okay, so there's all kinds of things that you want to look at and say, what is just overcomplicated or needs decluttered within my business, in my business essentials, my jewelry display, how I'm doing my business, what information I'm giving out. Y'all, I even simplified what went into a hostess packet. I used to put all kinds of stuff into a hostess packet, and then I decided that that really wasn't all that smart of me because much of the stuff was simply just being given back to me, not even being used, not even being looked at, whatever. And I'm going, how much time have I spent putting this stuff in and for what? So now even my hostess packets, it's very simple. It is catalogs, a guest list, and 5 order forms and 5 invites. That's it. I don't need to put anything else in there. Why? Because I hope to be able to share the business opportunity with my hostesses via through our hostess coaching and things like that. I hope to be able to, in fact, I don't have it back here. I was going to look. I started using these little sparkle pens as incentive for my hostesses to simply watch the opportunity video and fill out the opportunity survey. And in doing that, then they're getting the information. They can start thinking about people who might need this business and perhaps even start seeing themselves doing this business. Okay. I have really tried to just keep everything simple. And I find myself as I age, I don't know if it's because I'm becoming wiser, as they say we should, or if it's that I'm just realizing I need to work smarter, not harder. So I have really just started looking at things going, what fluff can I just eliminate? What stuff am I hanging on to that I don't need to? What am I doing that is just filling time or filling whatever instead of me actually utilizing that time to be able to serve people better? So I just really started thinking about that today, and maybe you ladies have an idea as to what could perhaps be decluttered in your business. I'm not sure what's going on with Tracy. Sweetie, I'm not sure. The only thing I can say is maybe the volume on your media is not turned up, but hopefully she can just come back and watch that replay. But I would love to, once we pop off here, if y'all start thinking about some other areas where we could possibly look at decluttering a little bit in our businesses or things like that, I would love to just see some more comments from y'all down in the comment stream. What are areas that you struggle with and that you really need to declutter, because at this point you're not keeping it simple, you're not being duplicable, and you're realizing that, there are things that are just cluttering my life and cluttering my time and cluttering my office and cluttering my display table that I just need to eliminate. Okay, so I would love to have those things drop down in the comment stream. But that is what I have for you for today. So I am going to pop off of here and let y'all scooch, but I do look forward to hopefully being back here with you guys tomorrow. I will say that again, I have a crazy busy week because we have some things happening this weekend. We are trying to get my parents' house painted inside for them. For those of you who don't know, my parents purchased a home literally one row behind us and 2 houses down. So they are if we cut through one yard, we're in each other's yard. And so God love them. They only get a chance to come down here on the weekends. And they're thinking they're going to come down here and have to paint this whole next weekend. My girls and I are trying to help them out by trying to get some things painted for them for this week so that they don't have to do it on the weekend. And we also have one of our jewelers from New York coming in to visit us this weekend. I'm so stinking excited about that. And then we also have our monthly training on Sunday that I'm in the process of trying to get some things prepped for. So my plan is to be here with you all each day this week. However, I will tell you that unless David wants to join me on Friday, he will not be I won't be on Friday because he will be home. Okay, so chances are Friday I won't be here, but I'm going to try my best to be here tomorrow and Thursday. And real quick, because I don't want to hold you guys up either, but for those of you who have been praying for my husband and his job situation, please know that he has accepted a new position at a new company and will be starting there August 14th. However, the funny thing is, suddenly they are pulling out all the stops, and the vice president of the company, who has never so much as said a single word to David, has never met him, is now suddenly calling, going, look, I've received like 16 phone calls today that you turned in your 2-week notice. I need to know what it is that we need to do to keep you here. And so it's kind of funny how, all of a sudden now they're wanting to let him know how amazing he is, but too little too late. He has another company who is so looking forward to having him on board. Funny thing is, he actually interviewed with this company last year around this same time. And they contacted him again and said, we would love to sit down with you again. They told him, we really should have just taken you on board last year. But last year they weren't willing to offer him the amount that he needs in order to be okay to make that move. This year they decided that they would be able to give him what he absolutely needs, with also written into a contract for him that within 30 days, if he is as good as they think he is, that they will increase the pay. They will also put him in a company vehicle along with a gas card and all their kinds of stuff, and will be putting him hopefully in a supervisor position. So they've already said that they think he's going to be more valuable to them there because they want him there to be training all of the guys in the field for the way that things should be done if they're not already being done that way. So thank you guys so very much for those prayers. We so appreciate it. But yes, so right now he is still working in North Jersey for the next 2 weeks. And so they work 4 10-hour days. So I probably won't be here on Fridays for this Friday and the next Friday, but then we should be back on board for me being here all 5 days. So thank you guys so very much. Hopefully I will get a chance to catch you tomorrow. And this will be on YouTube. I'll be getting this uploaded soon. So if you have anybody that you would like to share this with, the link will soon be provided to you. Thanks so much. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.